Vanished, the disappearance of Joslin Smith. A chilling mystery that gripped the hearts of many. The dust blew down the street, whispering secrets of a town now shrouded in fear. February 19, 2024 was a scorcher in Middelpos. The heat was unbearable, adding to the tension. 6-year-old Joslin Smith vanished. Gone without a trace, leaving her family in agony. One minute she was there, playing outside her house, her laughter filling the air. The next, she was swallowed by the heat haze, as if the earth itself had taken her. No one saw a thing. Days turned into nights. Hope turned into dread. The town was gripped by a growing sense of unease. The community, a tight-knit web of families, searched frantically. Where was Joslin? The question echoed through every home. The question hung heavy in the air, unanswered. Each passing hour felt like a lifetime. Her disappearance tore the fabric of their world. The town, once vibrant, now felt like a ghost of its former self. Joslin, a bright spark with albinism, was a familiar face. Her unique appearance made her all the more unforgettable. Her laughter had echoed through the streets. Now, only silence remained, a haunting reminder of her absence. The houses seemed to huddle closer, fear clinging to their walls. The sense of community was overshadowed by a looming dread. The sun beat down relentlessly, as if mocking their despair. The heat was oppressive, mirroring the town's anguish. The police arrived, their faces grim. They knew the gravity of the situation. A missing child, too common a story in this part of the world. Yet each case was a fresh wound. But Joslin's case felt different. There was an air of mystery that made it all the more unsettling. A darkness seemed to cling to it. An inexplicable sense of foreboding, a sense of something truly evil lurking beneath the surface. The town of Middelpos would never be the same again. A mother's lies, deception, and arrest. Kelly Smith, Joslin's mother, was a tragic figure, or so it seemed. She wept, her face a mask of grief. She told the police a story that would soon unravel. She'd left Joslin with her boyfriend Jack and Boyda Apollos just for a little while. She had to work, she claimed. Joslin was also a bit under the weather. When Kelly returned, they were gone. Vanished. The police listened, they watched. Something wasn't right. Kelly's grief felt staged. Her boyfriend Apollos reappeared, alone. He had no answers, no Joslin. The story stank. The arrest came swiftly. Kelly Smith first. Suspicion clouded her tears, then Apollos, his story full of holes. The police weren't buying it. The truth they suspected was far more sinister. Unveiling the truth, human trafficking, and the Sangoma's shadow. A tale that delves into the darkest corners of human nature and ancient beliefs. The whispers started in the shadows, murmurs of something sinister, something that defied the boundaries of morality, dark rumors of a Sangoma, a traditional healer, a practitioner of ancient, often misunderstood arts. These healers, revered and feared, held the power to heal and harm. The whispers grew louder, swirling around the case like dust devils. Each gust carried tales of dark rituals and forbidden practices. The police dug deeper. The truth, when it emerged, was chilling. It was a revelation that shook the very foundations of the community. Kelly Smith, they alleged, had orchestrated a monstrous act, an act that defied comprehension and humanity. She had sold her own child, a betrayal that cut deeper than any knife, sold her for a pittance, a meager sum that could never justify the loss, sold her to a Sangoma, a figure shrouded in mystery and fear. The price of her betrayal? A paltry 20,000 rand, an amount that seemed insignificant in the face of such a grave act. A few pieces of silver for the life of her daughter. A modern-day betrayal reminiscent of ancient treacheries. The motive? Even more disturbing. A reason that was as dark as the act itself. Joslin's albinism. A cruel twist of fate that sealed her fate. Her condition made her a target in a world where superstition ruled. The Sangoma, they said, believed in muti, traditional medicine. But this was no ordinary medicine. But some muti required unspeakable ingredients. Ingredients that defied the sanctity of life. Albino body parts highly prized were believed to hold potent power. A belief that turned innocent lives into commodities. Joslin, in their eyes, wasn't a child. She was a commodity. A tragic victim of ancient beliefs and modern greed. Section 4. The weight of testimony, inside the courtroom's walls. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation, the trial, a chance for justice, or at least a sliver of it. The eyes of the community, heavy with judgment, followed every move. Witnesses took the stand. Their words painted a damning picture. Laurentia Lombard, initially a suspect herself, turned state witness. She had seen Kelly's reaction when Joslin vanished. cold, detached, not the response of a grieving mother. The police too faced scrutiny. Apollos and another accused, Steveno van Ryn, claimed they were tortured, forced to confess, hung upside down, suffocated. Their stories, if true, added another layer of darkness to the case. The trial dragged on. Days turned into weeks. The truth, elusive, seemed to shift with each new piece of evidence. The weight of the case, the sheer horror of it, pressed down on everyone. Section 5, Scars on a Community. Middelpos grapples with a nightmare. The trial ripped open old wounds. Middelpos, a community steeped in poverty, grappled with the unthinkable. The betrayal cut deep. How could a mother do such a thing? Joslin's classmates, innocent eyes now clouded with confusion, felt the impact. They were too young to understand the complexities, but old enough to feel the loss, the fear, the knowledge that monsters could lurk even within their own families. NGO workers arrived, trying to offer support to help the community heal. But the scars ran deep. The trust, once shattered, was not easily rebuilt. The case became a dark stain on their collective memory. The media descended, their cameras hungry for every detail. The story, a tragic tapestry of poverty, desperation and superstition, captivated the nation. Middelpos, once an anonymous dot on the map, was thrust into the spotlight. Section 6, Justice delayed, the trial's uncertain path. The trial continued, a slow, agonizing process. Legal arguments flew back and forth. Evidence was presented, dissected, debated. The judge, a beacon of impartiality, presided over the proceedings. Kelly Smith, her face now hardened, maintained her innocence. She admitted to using drugs, tick, but she hadn't sold her daughter. She loved Joslin. Her denials rang hollow in the courtroom, met with skepticism and disgust. The Sangoma remained elusive, a phantom. Had they fled? Were they even involved? The police seemed to be chasing shadows. The lack of answers only fueled the frustration and anger simmering within the community. The trial, it seemed, was far from over. More witnesses were yet to be called, more evidence to be examined. Justice, if it came at all, would be a long time coming. Section 7, A Child's Fate, The Unanswered Questions. Today, March 26, 2025, the questions linger. Where is Joslin? Is she alive? The community is haunted by her absence, each day stretching into an agonizing eternity. The thought claws at the edges of hope, gnawing away at the fragile threads that hold it together. Or has she met a fate too terrible to contemplate? The fear of the unknown looms large, casting a shadow over every moment. The Sangoma, the alleged buyer, remains a ghost, elusive and enigmatic. Their presence is felt but never seen. A chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface, hidden in plain sight. The case, though still ongoing, feels cold. Leads have dried up and the once fervent search has slowed to a crawl. The trail has gone quiet, whispers of hope fading into the background. Middelpos, scarred but resilient, tries to move on. The community clings to normalcy, even as the weight of the unknown bears down. The memory of Joslin, however, remains, a constant ache, a void that cannot be filled, a reminder of the fragility of life and the innocence that was lost, and the monstrous capacity for evil that resides within the human heart, the darkness that can consume even the brightest of lights. The case of Joslin Smith is a stark reminder of the darkness that can permeate even the most ordinary of places. It is a story that has left an indelible mark on the hearts of those who knew her. It is a story that refuses to let go, its tendrils reaching out, demanding answers that may never come. The search for truth continues even as hope dims.